How did Han get the Millennium Falcon? Where did his pistol come from? And what are the shiny dice? And did he shoot first? All those questions and more, but really not that much more, are answered in the latest entry into the Star Wars Extended Universe Solo, a Star Wars story. I'm Dylan.
I'm Rowan.
I'm Heather.
And this is You're Wrong, the great film debate. We've gone and seen it. It's one of the most, I'd say it's definitely one of the most anticipated and dreaded entries in the franchise, with Han Solo being such a beloved character, immortalized forever by Harrison Ford and then murdered. How can you create a film with any kind of mystique around a character that we first discovered in the 70s and then watched die like 2-3 years ago? We got the big Star Wars fans with us today on this episode, Heather and Rowan. Big fans. You may remember them from the Last Jedi review.
You do.
Rowan, you liked the quips in Last Jedi, didn't you?
I did. I enjoyed the quips.
I found this film a lot less quippy than Last Jedi.
Yeah, there was less.
Isn't that weird? All right, so, little background. Han Solo, this is a prequel film. Takes place about 10 years before the events of A New Hope. We find Han Solo a young, early 20s, mid-20s man. He reckons he's the best pilot in the galaxy. We've not seen him fly once up until this point. But sure, he's the best pilot in the galaxy, I guess.
He had like the race car thing.
That's not flying.
He was hovering. It sort of counts.
Not really, no. He could hover. He could hover like a son of a bitch. Don't you worry about that. And his love interest, Emilia Clarke, they want to get off the streets and make a life for themselves out in the galaxy, free. It's all about freedom and not trusting anybody. You're going to hear that a lot, this movie, actually. This is a spoiler podcast, as always, because we just can't be bothered trying to beat around the bush. So, yeah. Alrighty. Heather, were you excited going into this movie?
Not particularly, actually.
No?
Because I only got excited in the last, I'll say 2 weeks, and that's only because exposure to the trailer and some of the newer bits and pieces of information.
Yep. What about you, Rowan?
Earlier you said it was like one of the most anticipated ones of the year or something. And I don't think it was.
Well, no. Not that it's the most anticipated, like, Star Wars entry, but simultaneously most anticipated or most dread. Coming out of Revenge of the Sith, if you had been told the next movie you were going to see was a Han Solo movie, how would you have felt?
Like it shouldn't have been a Han Solo movie.
All right, well, maybe this is the wrong question to ask. When you first watched the original trilogy, would you have wanted one then?
To me, I don't think Han Solo was the most interesting character of.
But he's one of the most loved in the whole fucking franchise.
Yeah, he's lovable.
What they should have done was they should have done this as the first spin-off.
No.
I guess.
Before Rogue One, because why not?
No.
All right, no, look.
Because we've all got fucking Star Wars
To answer your
fatigue.
question.
Well, now my new question is, people weren't as excited about this. I didn't know anybody who thought this was going to be a good movie, except for me. And I hate Star Wars. I was the only person who was like, I don't understand why everybody thinks this is going to be a pile of shit. First of all, you've had Ron Howard fixing it after Lord and Miller upset the producers. You've got great young actors, hungry young actors, with Alden Ehrenreich and Emilia Clarke playing the leads, with Woody Harrelson on backing vocals. Like, they had all the ingredients
I got
you
nothing
needed.
won with the cast, man. It was a good cast. It was a good movie.
But why was everyone so scared? Okay, actually,
is-
maybe a better question is, were you looking forward to this movie? Did you think it was going to be any good?
The point is, I don't care as much about Han Solo. There's so many other cool characters they could have done.
Like who?
A Star Wars story. Obi-Wan, Darth Maul,
You're not gonna get Obi-Wan or
Chewbacca.
Hutt.
Even Chewbacca would have had a better story.
You got your Chewbacca movie.
No,
yeah,
that wasn't a
they were
Chewbacca
on
movie.
Kashyyyk. The Empire won, and then he was in
That's
prison
Revenge
for a
of the
while,
Sith, you're wrong.
and then he found. What?
You're incorrect.
What do you mean I'm incorrect?
That's not his own movie.
Yeah, but that's his backstory.
That would have been.
He was
better.
in Kashyyyk. Why do I know any of this shit? All right, where were we?
I was saying that Chewbacca, Star Wars story would be better.
He's already got his story.
He doesn't have his story.
No. This movie fills it in.
Not quite.
Captured on Kashyyyk.
Nah.
Empire, takes control. All the Chewbaccas are put into slavery, and this one ends up being a cannibal, I guess.
I feel like
Well, I guess
they would have had like a better, more sort of like brutal story with Chewbacca. Like they could have gone from when Order 66 happened on Kashyyyk with Chewbacca, all these people getting fucked up. He goes into slavery. It's all about him getting free, meeting Han Solo. Han Solo can be in it, but I don't think he should have been the main guy. That's my point.
Yeah, we'll just make some guy who doesn't speak the language of the audience. Any one of the audience members, the lead.
It could be a foreign film.
A foreign film.
A very, very foreign film. Like, imagine Avatar, but none of the humans were there. All right, Heather, do you feel any... You're just Rowan crazy.
I think you are a little bit, honestly.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Are you sure?
Pretty fucking positive,
I
Rowan.
don't know about that one.
He's one of the most famous Star Wars characters.
He
and you're
is.
like, nah, he doesn't get a movie.
I don't think he's that interesting. What does he
No,
even do?
well, you don't, because you're the fucking
shoots his
Mr.
gun.
Magoo of
but
Secret
we're
Sauce.
going to sit through a whole Chewie thing. I'm actually siding with Dylan on this one, and you know how I hate to do this
Hey,
shit.
fuck you. You got anyway. You're just
You guys are wrong. That's the first time we've ever said that on this thing. I'm pretty sure you're wrong. You're both wrong. That's it.
no, Rowan.
No.
You're wrong. The
You're
great
wrong.
film debate. You idiot.
Wrap it up. That's
You
it.
left that just sitting there. You grackle.
You crackle. No, I just don't. I honestly think it was a really good movie.
Well, we haven't got into
going
that. We haven't got
into
into that.
it.
No,
But-
we haven't got into that. We're talking about what everybody was thinking before the movie happened.
Yeah, that it wasn't going to be great. That it wasn't going to be good. But I don't agree with your thing about how he doesn't deserve a movie. I think he does deserve a movie. I was more so looking forward to this than the Boba Fett announcement.
Okay, the movie itself was really good. Enjoyed it.
Okay, let's get that out of the way.
Yeah.
I really liked it. Heather?
Yeah, with me when Rogue One came out, I was mesmerized. I fell in love with Rogue One.
Rogue One was it?
And
Beast of a movie.
this is
And
this
yeah,
is
everyone
more-
hates it. Star Wars fans are just assholes.
Yeah, we're a little bit jerky.
Yeah.
Go on, babe.
I loved Rogue One. I fell in love with Rogue One, and then because it was Star Wars with none of the crap that you had to wait through.
It was.
Yeah.
No star.
Pretty much. And then when now you've got the Han movie, and it's sort of like it's lighter. It's certainly not as quibby as you guys said, but like
It feels a little more like the old franchise. In
No,
that
I
it's
wouldn't
an
say
adventure.
that.
But like there was always a sense of adventure, and I think that's been missing from the new ones because they're so caught up in like the angst and the tension and evil versus good versus neutrality and but yeah, I think that's what I liked about this one is that it was very much, hey, let's have fun for 2 hours.
It was nice. It was nice to
Nobody was taking themselves too
It was
seriously.
nice not to have to worry about the Empire so much,
Yeah,
because
they
that's
were
what every other
they
one
were
was
an
focusing on.
overshadowing force.
but they weren't there.
Yeah. You can't ignore the fact that it's Star Wars. You can't just go to the furthest reach of the galaxy and pretend that none of that stuff is there and go, oh my god, we found the Guardians of the Galaxy, blah, blah, blah. You can't do that.
Yeah.
As much as I'm sure they'd love to merge those two franchises. It's like the Star Wars numeric franchise is the top layer. And then as you get deeper in and you go below that, you find all these other little stories that litter it. And I think that's what Solo's done really, really well, is they're not ignoring the world they're in, but they've gone right down to the streets. It's kind of like the Defenders compared to the Avengers.
Yeah.
You
yeah.
come down to the street level where the smaller stories are, but they're still important and they're still big. Like Paul Bettany as Vas or something. He's he can't go up against the Empire. He get his ass kicked. He get chopped up by Vader or
still
whatever.
a little guy,
But
he's
he's
got-
extremely formidable, dangerous character. He had a
menacing.
great presence. He was completely recast when Ron Howard took over, by the way.
Cool.
He was a different actor entirely. And like, I don't know what that actor would have brought to the table, but Paul Bettany as always fucking nails it because
He did it. He
he's
did it.
incredible.
It was fun seeing him go from the nice sort of timid dude in Avengers
Yeah.
to like the
full, like,
fucking
frothing at the
crime
mouth.
lord,
Yeah.
all scars.
Yeah. He's really good.
all menacing. Just he was real good.
Amelia Clarke as well. I found her. She's a hit and miss for me. She's great in Game of Thrones
She
usually.
served a purpose in this film.
I thought she did really well. I thought she was really fun. So I've seen her in a few things. We've seen her in Me Before You. Is that what that
Yeah,
one
yeah,
with
yeah,
Simon
yeah.
Claflin is? I thought she was really fun in that.
Yeah.
And it
Definitely.
played to her strengths. She's got this very bubbly, innocent exterior that obviously that film played well too. Have you seen it, Ron?
No.
It's like a romance about Daenerys Targaryen falling in love with the guy with the trident in Catching Fire.
Oh, cute.
Yeah, but except he's in a wheelchair.
Oh, cute.
Yeah. I don't know. I thought she was experimenting, I guess, with the kind of performance she can deliver, and she gave something a little more sincere. Yeah, I don't know. I really enjoyed her in this. Of all the Star Wars, if somebody sat me down and put a gun to my head and said I had to watch a Star Wars movie now, I would absolutely pick this one.
Really?
Yeah, well, because it's not bogged down in all that mythology.
Yeah.
It's free. It's free.
Yeah.
You know, it lets itself go of all that. And unless you're like a hardcore fan who's like, well, that's not how it was in the extended in the books and in the comics, like the Kessel Run. That's not exactly what the Spice Mines look like at all. If you're not bogged down by all that shit, you can enjoy it.
Well, that's the nice thing about the Star Wars universe. You can just sort of bring in other stories like that.
Yeah.
It's
I think this was as much as I liked Rogue One, this is a much better example of what they can do.
Yeah, that's fair.
And how they can turn Star Wars into the next Avengers.
Well, I mean,
basically.
they're bringing out
the next
they're bringing
MCU.
out a TV series which is going to be completely unrelated to anything to do with the actual trilogies.
Yeah.
So
Was there anything else anybody wanted to say that they really liked about this movie?
Yeah, honorable mention to L3. The liberating.
Social justice warrior droid.
social justice bot. Yes.
Now we know.
That whole bit when she goes up, so she goes up to this other robot and tries talking to it. And excuse me, knocks it on the head. It doesn't respond at all. So then she's like, whatever the chip was.
Barbaric.
Yeah. And she removes this chip and she's like, excuse me, please. And he's like, what? And it's like, what is my purpose? Like,
what is my purpose? You deliver butter. Oh, God.
You know, it was kind of like, she's like, I don't know, do something, free friends.
I don't give a shit. I got shit to do. Please move.
Yeah. And then it just starts going and liberating every bot in there. And then it's like, and then it goes to Han and Chewie, who are like, what's going on? What's happening? L3,
I created a distraction.
Yeah.
The droids are just going nuts on every...
Yeah.
That was really fucking funny. Just watching
great.
them like bang shit and like...
That was actually
their
my
simple
only,
tiny minds trying to exact vengeance.
That was my only kind of big laugh out loud moment.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
think,
I had
in
a
the
few.
whole
I had a few like
franchise.
that.
Yeah.
What about you? Was there anything else you liked, Rowan, that you really wanted to bring up?
Okay. I want to tell you guys the real story of this movie.
Yeah, here we go.
Okay, are you ready? It's actually a love story. And you might think that it's between Han Solo and the chick that Daenerys Targaryen
Emilia
plays.
Clarke's
Emilia
character.
Clarke, yep. Okay, but actually, it's between Chewie and Han Solo. And
This is the only reason you wanted to be on this podcast.
It's Chewbacca in love with Han Solo.
It's the only reason he came
Okay.
on this podcast.
So it starts
Brokeback
off
Mountain.
from the scene where he steps into the
What's
shower.
Wookiee for I just can't
with-
quit you?
He steps into the
Actually,
shower.
that was a
with
bit
Han-
weird.
The shower scene. He steps into the shower with Han Solo,
He's like, can you not?
and Han Solo's like, please don't. And Chewie's just like,
This
damn.
is a real scene,
I
by
shouldn't
the
have
way.
been. I shouldn't have been so forward. So Chewie's like, all right, I'll dial it back a bit. And then they go to the planet to meet the big crime lord. And Chewie's like, I'll go get us some drinks, Han. And then he's like, you want a drink, Han? And then Han's like, yeah, sure, whatever, Chewie. And then he gets a drink, and then Han meets Emilia Clarke, and he has a drink with her. And Chewie comes back over, and he's like, oh, and he's just very upset. So he drinks both the drinks. And then it just keeps going. When they get into the Millennium Falcon, Chewie comes to sit next to him, but then Emilia Clarke steps in, and Chewie's just standing there like, oh, all right.
Well, that killed my hairy boner.
I'm gonna go.
But did you notice the end of the film, as they're taking off in a hyperspace, they both push the
touched
lever
hands.
together? Yeah,
I saw it.
It's like the end of Top Gun.
And Chewie's like, we're not really
Heather
together.
is shaking her head.
Chewie's just like, we're not really together.
I think
But
I'm into this.
I'd like to pretend, you know?
I think I'm in. Kind of like how L3 thought Lando Calrissian was in love with her.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly.
I can feel the love tonight.
I fucking hate you all.
Are quippy droids like a part of... Is this the only way we can do Star Wars movies now? There has to be some droid who has some...
Yeah, well, since...
Yeah, Sassbot.
Yeah.
What we
Rogue One.
need is a droid movie with a token human.
A sassy token.
No. Deadpan.
Whoa.
All sassy droids. Full cast of sassy droids. The full cast of Brooklyn Nine-Nine playing sassy droids. And then one stale human who like doesn't even want to be in it. Find some old actor who hasn't worked in decades and they just need to fucking work.
The guy that plays Palpatine.
Fucking do it, I reckon.
He's like almost on the same level as Christopher Lee.
Yeah.
Ian McDermott.
Yeah, except he's alive.
Yeah, but all he's known for is just
Palpatine.
do it.
Do it.
Very
He's
good,
a meme.
Anakin.
So, okay, after Boba Fett and Obi-Wan, we're going to get... What do we call this droid movie?
The Sass Machine?
Sassbots.
Sassbots.
A Star Wars story.
Yes. Sassbots, a Star Wars story. Are we happy? I just want to actually point out Alden Ehrenreich. First of all, fun fucking fact. First time I saw him, it's the second ever episode of Supernatural.
Oh, really?
I fucking kid you not. What? That's incredible to me. Like, if you had sat me down and go, he's going to play Han Solo one day, I'm like, the weedy kid who looks like he's going to die of an asthma attack? Are you fucking kidding me?
Fucking hell.
He's have you seen Hail Caesar?
I've seen bits of it.
He's like the southern guy who can't do the British accent, but he's doing the British period piece. And has the big argument, like, I think it's Ray Fiennes is like trying to get him to say, would, but if it were so simple. And he just can't say it. And he's like, I'm just going to change the line to it's complicated. All right, so we've hopped on enough. What did we like? What did we not like about this film? Because you guys were you were whelmed, but you were neither over nor under. There's nothing that upset me.
I don't think anything was that bad about it. I think what trouble I had with the newer like 6 and what are they, 7 and 8.
Yeah.
The things I had like trouble with them was all of the nostalgia they wanted to bring into it. When
Yeah,
it didn't
actually,
need to
I
be
do
there.
have a complaint along those lines. But yeah, go on.
And I feel like there wasn't a lot of that.
No,
in-
it didn't
in
seem
this.
bogged down by
And it was
nostalgia.
nice.
That's true. Heather?
I mean, if I'm nitpicking, just that you've got someone like Amelia Clark and you gave a character that you tried to have layers with, but you didn't really
You
want
wait
her
till
to
she's a
have
villain,
layers.
dude. You wait.
Yeah, well, but that's the thing. Like, maybe they're setting her up. If that's the case, great.
I
They
don't know
do
if-
good work.
I don't know if
but
they're gonna have. I want them to have a sequel, but I don't know if it's gonna have a sequel. Or
Oh, they will. If this makes money, you'll get one.
I want it.
Obi-Wan's on the way. I fucking
all I
guarantee you.
wanted.
No, the Disney is really good at one thing. Actually, Disney's really great at a fucking load of things. But one thing they're really good at is completely and utterly subverting your expectations and then giving you what you wanted. And then they nail it.
They have been doing that quite a lot.
I guarantee you've got an Obi-Wan movie on the way. Boba Fett might come first, but Obi-Wan's on the way.
Oh, I just want it now.
I know. Ewan McGregor's busy. He had to do the Christopher Robin movie.
He would drop everything.
He would, wouldn't he? He's a big
no
fucking
joke. I'm
nerd.
pretty sure that under his regular clothes, he just has his Jedi outfit.
He's ready to like shrug off the normal clothes like he does when
like,
he's about to
"Phew."
fight Anakin. I do have a complaint. So it's a thing that I don't like about prequels where you have a moment and like everybody in the cast and crew is like hyper focusing on the moment. Like in The Hobbit where Smeagol's like, we hates them forever. And they're like, get it? Because he's in Lord of the Rings. And this movie did that a bit. So where he's like, Han, what's your last name? I'm like, oh, okay, I see where this is going. He's like, I'm alone. Oh, I get it. Solo.
Yeah.
They did that a lot, and I fucking hate it. More to the point, is he the only guy ever who came up to the Empire, lost and confused and had no home, no family, no last name? Surely there's a billion Solos running around in the Empire. Maybe he's the only one who
joke
deserted.
to everyone.
Yeah.
It was just a whole bunch of solos.
Guy next to him's like, you do that every fucking time. And the guy's like, shut up, Barry. It's the only love I've got in my life is that one joke. That's my biggest complaint, was that it prequeled pretty hard. So there's a moment in Han Solo where Woody Harrelson has a chance to shoot Paul Bettany. And he doesn't. He's like, hey, you're the big ass villain. You're going to be so mad after I've taken all your shit. You're going to be raging. I've got a gun on you. Bye. What? Just that.
We need him for the plot.
That really made me angry. That was like, that is such an obvious. He was more willing to shoot Han Solo than he was to shoot the guy who was coming after him.
That was really wishy-washy.
That was just kind of like, oh, well, I have made my backstabber's grave. May as well sit in it.
He got through
Yes.
the whole thing. I didn't think for 1 second that he was like that.
Because he wanted to live.
They had 3 guys. 3 guys. And a Wookiee.
Counting.
4 guys. Okay, and he had 1 guy. That's math. You could have killed him.
That's math.
You could have gotten out of there. No, okay, but he betrayed them.
Because
he didn't have to.
He'd already betrayed them.
No, but
he wasn't
didn't
even like,
have to. He could have done a 180.
We
and
already
just been like,
they had to, because then there wouldn't have been any way for Amelia Clark's character to be all like, no, you go ahead, I'm right behind you. Sneaky, you're gonna
I'm not particularly happy about that. It does make me, I don't know. She had a choice to run. I don't know why she wouldn't.
I feel like Darth Maul couldn't do shit.
Except show off his lightsaber in a hologram for no reason.
I don't know why he did. That was.
It wasn't even on him. He had to summon it. It was like on his fucking
was
nightstand.
interesting.
And he's like, hang on. Have you seen my new? I just made it this morning. Yeah. Okay, good. Yeah.
Oh yeah, fun. No, Darth Maul turns up, and god damn, he is just handsome.
He's
handsome.
He's looking
and
old.
rugged.
It was
and
really weird.
Damn, it's gonna be good when he turns up in a movie.
I have serious continuity issues with that, though.
Oh god.
Okay, here we go. Let's go.
All right.
No, okay,
So-
guys, that's enough. We've run out of time, I'm afraid. Anyway, thank you for listening. My name's Dylan.
No, because it's 10 years. Because
This doesn't concern you.
it says that there's 10 years
Rebel
between
scum.
that, New Hope, yeah?
Yes.
There is no way that Anakin is it's only 10 years from him to go from that to where he is there.
But there is.
Darling, are you... Okay, so you're saying that Anakin to Vader takes more than 10 years?
Yes.
Okay, we don't know how much time after Revenge of the Sith this is. Revenge
So
of
what?
the Sith and
She's
New
on her
Hope...
way to meet him, and then all of a sudden, chomp! Oh, bye bye.
What are you talking about?
Which bit are you talking about?
In Phantom Menace, when
Yeah, so Darth
quite-
Maul goes down the chute. He gets a sweet set of spider legs. His brother comes to save him. He goes to the witch planet. He gets a new shiny set of metal legs.
I've
he
got
becomes
a shiny
president
new
of the
body.
fucking bounty hunter world, where Boba Fett's from. and then Darth Sidious stabs him, and then.
Are you talking about the TV series?
Yeah, but
This is canon. This is canon.
Okay.
Disney has
Alright,
declared this
yeah,
canon.
yeah.
So then, after that, Revenge of the Sith happens. It's a while then. Then you see him in Rebels. Okay, he's
Right.
old there.
Which takes place before...
Yeah.
About 5 years before A New
Yeah,
Hope.
okay, so Solo is 10 years before. Rebels is 5 years.
I still just...
Okay, but you're only doing that because you're pissed off, and it's not good enough. You have got no logic to be unhappy about this.
There's a whole
It
thing.
just
He's
doesn't
there.
seem... Okay, no.
Stop saying it
I'm
doesn't
with ya.
seem. What
But
does
just
not
doesn't
seem?
seem like enough time for everything to have happened up to that
Fucking
point.
20 years between
For Luke
Revenge of
to
the
be
Sith and New Hope.
The age that he is, for Leia to
20 years,
for
Heather.
all of that to have happened.
How old is
I
Luke
just...
when
He's like 20-something,
Yeah.
isn't he?
Yeah. So 20
So
years.
20 years between Revenge of the Sith and A New Hope.
Luke and Leia.
But he didn't have spider legs in the fucking cut that we saw in the movie today.
Heather, you're not listening!
He had robot legs though. He had a
Christ!
sweet set of robot legs.
But he did the spider.
The spider legs are gone!
His robot fixed him.
He upgraded!
I mean, his brother.
His robot fixed
His brother
him.
fixed his robot legs.
He said that!
So he had a sweet set of regular robot legs
Why?
that aren't like a spider.
Of all the
Then he became
things,
the
of all
president.
the continuity errors you could get your fucking head pissed off about, you've gone and got none of
You
that.
get it?
I love
You get
this.
it? You get
This
why
is
I'm doing it now?
fantastic.
Yeah,
Well done,
okay.
This is what we need.
I've been played, haven't I?
Yeah, yeah, you've been baited.
Jake would be so proud of you. I don't pick up his bait anymore.
And I got to talk about the Clone Wars and Star Wars
You did,
Rebels sucked
yep.
in. You didn't want me to talk about that.
All right, well,
Good
with
job,
that
brother.
embarrassing defeat, was this pre-planned, by the way?
No.
All right, just making sure. All right, well, with that embarrassing and upsettingly irritating defeat, we will bid goodbye. I would definitely go and see this movie.
Go
If
see
I,
it.
if
Yeah,
I were
go do
you,
it.
listener,
Go do
I
it.
would go see it. It was good fun.
Yeah.
I think you could watch this movie without seeing any other Star Wars
No,
movies.
no.
I don't think you need it.
You don't need to.
You could absolutely watch this on your own, on its own. All right, so if you enjoyed this podcast, even if you didn't, go ahead, like, subscribe, all that good shit. Check us out on our website, secret-source.media. I'm Dylan,
I'm Rowan.
I'm Heather.
and this is Your Wrong, the Great Film Debate, and we will see you guys next time. Bye.
See yous.
Bye.